Every single one of us carries within ourselves two versions, the one who dreams and the one who doubts. There's a version of you who sees the possibilities, who believes in greatness, who imagines a life lived fully and freely. And then there's the other one, the weaker version, the one who hesitates, the one who fears failure, the one who makes excuses, the one who listens to the noise of insecurity, who seeks the comfort of the familiar instead of the challenge of the unknown. If you want to live the life you were born to live, you must confront this truth. The weak version of you has to die, not later, not tomorrow, now. Because if you don't kill it, it will kill every dream you've ever had. We weren't born weak. We were born full of wonder, full of energy, full of hunger, but life has a way of trying to tame that fire. People tell us to be realistic, to stay safe, to play small, and if you hear that message long enough, you start to believe it. You begin to think that maybe greatness is reserved for other people, people who were born with more, who had better opportunities, who didn't face the setbacks you did, and slowly that weak voice in your head begins to grow louder. It tells you to sit back, to wait, to stop trying, and every time you listen, you feed it. Every time you hesitate, you strengthen it. Every time you give in to fear instead of taking action, that weaker self wins. But you were not put on this earth to live a half-lived life. You were not meant to simply exist. You were born to build, to lead, to grow, to rise. But to rise, you must be willing to let go of the parts of you that hold you back. You must be willing to do the hard thing. You must be willing to say goodbye to the version of yourself that seeks comfort over growth. Because comfort is the cage, growth is the escape, and that escape demands sacrifice. It demands effort. It demands a choice. Every single day you have a choice. Feed the weak version of you or kill it. Killing the weak version of yourself doesn't happen with one moment of decision. It happens every morning you get out of bed when you don't feel like it. It happens every time you choose action over excuses. It happens when you fail and get up anyway. It happens when you speak the truth even when your voice shakes. It happens when you lead with courage instead of hiding behind fear. It happens when you silence the voice in your head that says, I can't, and instead speak the words, I will. There is a fire inside you, a strength you haven't even begun to tap into, but you will never reach it as long as you keep entertaining the weak version of yourself. That version has to be starved, denied, pushed aside, not because you hate yourself, but because you love yourself too much to keep playing small. You are capable of more than you know. You've just been carrying around too much of what doesn't serve you. Doubt, fear, procrastination, perfectionism. It's time to drop it all, to burn it down, to become who you were meant to be. The weak version of you wants easy, but success doesn't come easy. Confidence doesn't come easy. Strength doesn't come easy. What comes easy is staying where you are. What comes easy is quitting. What comes easy is blaming others, blaming the past, blaming the world. But what's easy won't build you. What's easy won't transform you. You have to do what's hard. You have to lean into discomfort. You have to stretch. You have to grind, because the best version of you, the strong, disciplined, courageous version of you, is hiding behind that pain. On the other side of struggle is greatness, but you'll never reach it if you keep giving the weak version of you a seat at the table. Don't negotiate with that part of yourself. Don't argue with it. Don't try to reason with it. Kill it, remove it, replace it, drown it with action, overwhelm it with discipline, break its hold with daily consistency. Every time you make a bold move, you weaken its grip. Every time you take a stand for who you want to become, you bury the old self a little deeper. And one day, you'll wake up and realize you're no longer the same. You've changed, you've evolved, you've become. You are not here to be mediocre. You are not here to be passive. You are not here to just get by. You are here to lead, to inspire, to create, to make your life mean something, and the only way you do that is by showing up powerfully, again and again. So stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop hoping someone else will come along and save you. No one is coming, it's you. It's always been you, and you already have everything you need. You just have to make the decision. Decide to step into your strength. Decide to walk away from the weaker you. Decide to kill off every excuse, every fear, every habit that's been holding you back, and then start moving. This is not about being perfect. This is about being relentless. This is about building a mind that refuses to quit, a heart that refuses to break, a spirit that refuses to be defeated. You've survived too much to settle now. You've come too far to go back, so dig deep. Take a breath, look that weaker version of yourself in the eye, and say goodbye, because the world doesn't need the watered-down version of you. The world needs the bold one, the hungry one, the disciplined one, the unshakable one, the one who knows the truth, that everything you've ever wanted is already within reach. If you're willing to fight for it, so fight, rise, lead, and whatever you do, never, ever let the weak version of yourself win again. The moment you decide to kill the weak version of yourself, you'll notice how often it tries to come back. It doesn't go quietly. It clings to your thoughts when you're tired. It creeps into your decisions when things don't go your way. It whispers, take a break. When you know you need to push harder, it tells you you're not good enough. When you're just beginning to make progress, that version of you is a master of disguise. It wears the mask of comfort, of logic, of caution. But make no mistake, it is fear in disguise, and fear will lie to you every single time. Fear will convince you that your dreams are too big, that your goals are unrealistic, that your past defines you. But the truth is, the weak version of you is afraid of what you might become if you stopped listening to it. Because deep down, you are powerful beyond measure. The stronger version of you isn't louder. It's just more disciplined. It doesn't argue with fear. It just keeps moving forward. It does what needs to be done even when it's hard, especially when it's hard and the transformation doesn't come all at once. It's not a lightning strike. It's a storm of small decisions, one after another, waking up early when your bed is warm, going to the gym when your body is sore, saying no to distractions when your mind craves escape, showing up over and over without applause, without recognition. That's how the strong version of you is built, in the shadows, not in the spotlight. And every time you choose discipline over comfort, every time you choose action over delay, you chip away at the weak version of yourself. You become stronger not just in body, but in mind, in spirit, in character. You start believing in yourself again. You walk taller. You speak clearer. You stop apologizing for wanting more, because now you understand. It was never about talent or luck. It was always about mindset. The battle was always internal, and now you're fighting to win, but you must remain vigilant, because that weaker self is always waiting. It wants you to relapse. It wants you to surrender. And if you're not careful, if you start skipping the small disciplines, if you start listening to the wrong voices, it will rise again. That's why you have to keep killing it daily. You kill it with your routines. You kill it with your focus. You kill it with your consistency, because greatness is not a one-time decision. It is a habit. It is a choice you make again and again when no one is watching. The strong version of you is not created in grand moments of glory. It is created in the silence of your discipline. When you choose growth over comfort, pain over pleasure, sacrifice over shortcuts, that's when you become the kind of person who doesn't just talk about potential, but lives it. You weren't put here to survive, you were put here to thrive. But to thrive, you must build a life that leaves no room for your weaker self to grow. You must construct a mindset so solid, so unwavering, that doubt cannot penetrate it. You must build rituals that empower you, habits that harden you, and standards that elevate you. Every part of your life must reflect the commitment to your strongest self. How you think, how you speak, how you work, how you show up when you feel like quitting. That's what separates the strong from the weak. It's not genetics, it's not fate, it's resolve. It's the will to stand tall in the storm and keep walking when everything inside of you wants to give up. And the more you walk through the storm, the more you realize the weaker version of you was never real. It was a story, a survival mechanism, a defense, and now you don't need defense, you need offense. You need attack. You need action. This is the part of your life where everything shifts, where you stop being the victim and start being the author, where you stop letting the past dictate your future, where you no longer flinch at hard things, you embrace them, you run toward them, because now you understand that the path to power runs straight through pain, not around it, not beneath it, through it. In every painful step you take forward is one more nail in the coffin of the weak self that used to run your life. So don't slow down, don't second guess, don't wait for motivation. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is a flame. You build that fire every day by refusing to negotiate with your weakness, by refusing to bend to your excuses, by choosing to do what's necessary over what's easy. And that's how you kill the weak version of yourself, not once, but over and over, until one day you wake up and you don't recognize that version anymore. You only see the strong, unshakable you. And when that day comes, when you look in the mirror and see the strength in your eyes, the clarity in your mind, and the courage in your heart, you'll know that the weak version of you didn't win. It tried, it whispered, it waited, but you outworked it, you outlasted it, you showed up when it begged you to quit, you made the hard choices when it offered you the easy ones, you turned pain into power, failure into fuel, and doubt into drive. And now, the life you're living is proof of what happens when you refuse to be owned by fear, when you stop making space for excuses, when you demand more from yourself than the world ever did. This isn't about being better than anyone else. This is about becoming the kind of person who honors their own potential, who respects their own future, who refuses to betray their own greatness. The weak version of you was never your truth. It was your test. And you passed it. You rose above it. And now the path ahead is clear. Never turn back. Never shrink again. Never settle again. From this point forward, you don't beg for strength. You live it. You breathe it. You are it, you are the standard now, so keep going, keep building, keep killing off every remnant of the person you used to be, because you've already proven that the strongest version of you isn't a dream. It's who you are now, and it's who you'll stay, because you earned it,